communication is always vital. That's something that we talk about, on our defense all the time. We talk about, if we communicate well, we feel like we can play well. Sometimes, in the headset, that thing goes out, and I'm looking at my coach, Coach Levitt, and I'm rolling my hand like this, really, like I don't have a call, because I know how important it is to have that communication across the board.
Good morning, Patrick. Curious to know why you think Ray Rice is a good football player and what excites you about trying to stop him.
I think he's a good football player because, he runs hard. He runs the ball hard. He runs in between tackles well, outside well, catches the ball really well. I'm excited about the challenge. I really am. I think I've heard. He's been saying a lot of good stuff about us. Being sarcastic right now, but but it's going to be a football game, man. I mean, they didn't get here for no reason. Obviously, they have a good football team, but we didn't get here for no reason either. So we'll see on Sunday.
Patrick, to your left, you guys have had a dominant front seven for most of the year, but Justin's injured, Alden has been hurt, and Ahmad has a shoulder injury that's limited him. How concerned are you about just where you guys are physically to play this game?
I'm not worried at all. I'm not concerned at all. Obviously it's the longest that all of us have ever played in one season, but Coach talks about it all the time that we have no excuses. We just show up and we do the job, and we understand what's at stake this Sunday. This is a game that none of us has never played in, but even if it was a regular season game, we understand that when we're out there on the field, we actually do our jobs and to do it at a high level. And I know that if those guys out there with us, they're certainly going to do that.
Patrick, over here to your left. I have a two-part question for you, if you would. You guys played some intense physical games in the NFC West. How could that prepare you for what should be a very intense and a physical team in Baltimore?
Yeah, we have. I like to say that I think our division has really stepped up. A whole lot. At one point in time, the NFC West was a stepping stone for other teams to play. They kind of licked their chops to play us because they saw us as an automatic win. And now, I really think we're changing that. But as far as the physicality go of the game, we played Baltimore last year, and it was a physical game. But I like to think we play physical games all the time. So like I said, we'll see on Sunday when the game's over with, because it's going to take everything we got.
And the second part, despite the dominance of your team for most of the year, you had trouble with the Rams. What were those 2 5-quarter games like against the Rams, overtime games, and why were they such a tough opponent?
I don't know. I give credit where it's due. They won the game. They made more plays than we did, and we didn't make enough. It's never good having to play 5 quarters, but if you play 5 quarters, you most certainly want to win. And we didn't. When you go back and you watch the film, I guess just to sum it up, they just made more plays than we did. So.
Hey, Patrick. Harbaugh got up there and talked for about 5 minutes about how great a practice you guys had yesterday and how he'd want a photocopy yesterday to today. How do you think the team's been since it's been here? And do you get the same sense that, yesterday you guys went out there and you really had it going?
Yeah, yesterday was probably one of our best practices, and it's one of the things that Coach talks about all the time. It's about getting better every day. You never want to stay the same, or else you're not getting better. So today, we got to come out with that same focus we had yesterday, that same intensity we had yesterday, and just put them back to back, and just let this week, carry us into Sunday. Let the momentum carry us into Sunday.
I guess what I'd ask specifically, what went right about yesterday? I mean, what was so good about the practice? 'Cause I know you guys finished early, and it was brisk and at a high tempo. And what went so right yesterday?
We were executing on all cylinders. Our defense was out there competing. Our look team guys were giving us a heck of a look. Our offensive guys were They were completing and catching passes, blocking well. It was just an all-around good practice, special team-wise, and that's what it's going to take. Anytime you can have all three phases, having a good practice, that's a good thing, and we just got to be able to carry that from practice over into the game.
Hey, Patrick, good morning. Could you share with me what your reaction was when you heard Chris Culver's remarks about gay football players and whether you think a gay player would be accepted inside the locker room?
That's something I don't really want to get in, get into hypothetical, questions. He said what he said yesterday, and, I know that, that's not his heart. Culver is a great kid, man, a great guy. And, I love having him on our team. He's really helped our team be where we are. So I know, he's just young, and it's unfortunate, that he came off the way that he came off. But like I said, I know that he didn't mean it in his heart. So.
Patrick over here. Jim Levitt was saying the day before yesterday that it's very important to you to be the best middle linebacker in the game. How close do you think you are, and why is it so important to you?
I've ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be the best in whatever it is I was doing. But as I've always wanted to be the best, I know that there always be, opinions. There always be opinions out there of who's the best. And for me, I just want to just continue to play the game and play as hard as I can play it. And know that each time I look in the mirror, if I can ask myself, did you give it everything you had today? And I can truly answer that question, because only I know if I did or not. Then I'm okay with that. So it's just about going out every day and just competing, man. Just competing, and hopefully someday, when I'm done playing, when people talk about linebackers, my name will be mentioned in that someday when I'm done playing. Hopefully, I get to be enshrined in that Hall of Fame inductees. I mean, that's my ultimate goal. It's not about the fame, it's not about the fortune. I just feel like that if I go out there and I play the game and play it in the right way and play with everything I have, that the most gratifying thing will be, to be inducted, because no one can ever take that away from you. Your money will go, everything else will go, but nobody can ever take that away from you.
It's easy for some comments to kind of go viral, but you mentioned Culver's comments, Randy Moss proclaiming to be the GOAT of wide receivers. Does that take you guys away from what you're tracking towards on Sunday, and how does it not kind of make you deviate a little?
Yeah, because one, it's one of those things that I don't think it takes us away from our goal, takes us away from where our mindset is. You always have to in this business. There's always going to be something, and we know those guys. We know those guys' hearts, and we know that the things that come out of their mouths are not intended to hurt anyone or intended to make it about them. We understand that we understand what our goal is, and our goal is to win a football game, and and like I said, it's going to be like little small distractions, and we understand when there's a whole lot of media involved. It's easy to take a word that doesn't mean what they might mean it to mean, and it come off another way, or it's written another way. So our mindset is still, what it is. Our mindset is still focused, and we understand the task at hand.
Hi, Patrick. This is Richard Farago from Sport TV Hungary. I know that you had a special relationship with Mike Singletary. How big a part did he play in your career to have a chance to play in the Super Bowl?
Really, it was just it was a combination of things. It's one of those things that when I first got in this league, it was a little bit different. I came from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and I was just used to being a middle linebacker, used to like spilling and kind of getting on edge of blocks and whatnot. And I'll never forget, like I said, I'll never forget my first practice. They ran a sweep. Frank was running a sweep, and Larry Allen was coming out the block. And I thought I could just, put a move on him and go around him, and it ain't happened so well. I feel like Larry Allen pushed me from one side of the field, to the next. But that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was hearing, Coach Singh, he didn't call me by my name for the first. And then not in the Senior Bowl, he didn't call me by my name, and training camp, he didn't call me by my name. I think it's one of the things you have to earn his respect in order for him to call you by your name. And he called me 52. He would call me 52. He'd call me Mississippi. And as a man, I'm thinking to myself like, man, I got a name. Call me by my name, but I didn't know what I didn't know then. And Coach Ling was one of those type of people that you had to earn his respect. He always said respect was earned. And but I say it to say that he was a guy that really taught me that it doesn't matter whether I weigh 235 pounds, 240 pounds. It's about coming downhill, and it's about letting the other man know that you're not about to run around him. It's about letting the other man know that you're coming right down the middle with him. And he taught me that. He taught me that that's possible. And I work with him every day. And now, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. You can weigh 340 pounds, or you can weigh 185 pounds. If my objective is to get to that ball and you're in front of the ball, then I guess I got to go through you, find a way to go through you somehow. So. That was just the physicality of it, and then really just mentally, just having someone in your back like that, all the time, man, it could be tough, but at the same time too, you can grow from it.
More questions. Patrick, what did you learn from last season's game against the Ravens that you could put to use this Sunday?
I just learned last year that it's going to be a 60-minute game. It's going to be a 60-minute game, and it's going to be very little room for error. They're a good football team, and we can't allow them to get up on us, and we can't allow mistakes to happen. I mean, I understand that some things will happen in the game. Make no mistake about it. It's a football game. Some things will happen, but we have to make sure that we're able to bounce back from it fast and not let it get the best of us.
Patrick, obviously not a lot of guys get to this elite stage. What has surprised you the most about being here, the process of being here at the Super Bowl?
What surprised me the most? Honestly, I really don't know. People all week have been saying, man, I bet you're having a blast down there. I bet you this is happening. I bet you, just saying a whole bunch of stuff. But what they don't understand is that for me, every game I play in, whether it's the first game of the season, whether it's the middle game of the season, whether it's the last game of the season, I'm the same person. I'm the same person. I still get those same nerves the day before the game, the day of the game. But during the week, man, I don't try to do anything more different than what I would do for a regular season game or a playoff game. I mean, I just always want to make sure that I'm staying who I am. And me staying who I am is just chill, laid back. Watching my film, getting some sleep, eating, but just relaxing, man. And it's the same thing I would do during the season. I mean, not have so much media, but other than that, I love y'all guys. Y'all been pretty good, so I appreciate that. But I just be chilling, man. So I don't really know. I don't really see a big difference other than the media per se. So. All right, thank you.